Moments come and moments go. People are revolving doors. There's nothing here that's permanent but change. A time to leave, a time to run, to leave behind all that is done. And when I'm gone, what's left behind is me. All that sound and fury, all that mental jewelry. Sometimes it gets to be just way too much. Phantasms and delusions, I keep walking in the fog. 'Cause it's something you can see but never touch.
That's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Music and More, and as we have a few of the best musicians from my city here, today, I mean, usually we have them, but today we have a very, very special, what should I say? Should I call them a band today? Or should I call them musicians separately? No. We have Rahul Sukanti and Sukanti Roy from Cassini's division. And as we all know about Cassini's division, it's one of the only original songwriting and alternative rock and roll band from the city. Rahul da we've met previously on our channel. Sukanti da, this is the first time we are having a conversation here with you.
That's true.
So, Cassini's division. How? This was your song, original song?
Yeah.
This is a more recent contemporary
this is what
song?
we're working on now, and we're working on, say, a set of 10 songs. A lot
Fantastic. For an album?
Yeah, for an album.
Fantastic, fantastic.
So this is one of the songs, yeah.
So, talking about this song, so this is basically a new sound which you've evolved into, right?
Yeah.
Right now you're thinking in terms.
That's where we're at the moment.
At the moment.
Yeah.
So now, how long is the band's history like, if we talk about it, Rahul da?
It's a decade now.
It's a decade?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic. So, and both of you have been together for a decade now?
Yeah, I think me and Rahul are inseparable now.
Inseparable.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, like when you people started off, let's talk about that point of time. Talking about the history of the music which was happening in Calcutta. How was the scene? How do you talk about that?
Well, you see, when we started out, generally the idea of an English language original band was not something that people were thinking about, or the musical community was thinking about much. So you had the Bangla rock bands.
But there was no original songwriting that was happening in Calcutta.
Never.
Yeah. So we thought that we should just put together a band, and see, I wrote a lot of songs. So I ran into Sukanti for an entirely different matter unrelated to music. And then I
sang. So that was nothing related to music?
Not related to music at all.
Fantastic.
And so I played a couple of songs over some tea, and he said, hey, these are nice songs, and why don't we just get together and start jamming, which we did.
Oh, fantastic. But your musical influences, his musical influences were completely, different at that point of time?
Yeah. Except, of course, for the fact that all of us have heard classic rock at some point of time. But then, yeah, we're just different individuals with different tastes in music.
So, I have had you on the show, and we've discussed that you've had a huge influence of African folk music on your and you've also had a lot of reggae influences, right, and all of that. But Sukanti, what were your influences when you?
See, actually, I kind of grew up in the hills in Darjeeling. I did my schooling there, so I had a lot of friends at that time who were listening to a lot of, classic metal.
Okay, classic metal, which is like the 80s.
Yeah, the 80s and the 70s metal. One of my primary influences to pick up the guitar was listening to Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, and the real epic metal bands. And I think when I met Rahul, it wasn't so important what our influences were. It was just an accident of nature, and we were kind of meeting for a totally different reason, and there was a guitar lying in the room where we had a meeting. And so Rahul just picked it up and he was playing a song, and then I asked him, hey, that's a nice song.
That's a nice song,
okay. That's how it began. And
that's what usually people do when they listen to him.
So when we started composing music, I'll tell you, first 2 years, we were still searching for a sound, which is very normal for any band,
Absolutely.
to come to a place where they know what they are good at.
Yeah, and primarily, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to say is like you hardly find a band like this where 4 people or 5 people with 5 different musical backgrounds are, you know, assimilated together. Usually it happens like 5 of them are maybe you know, with
the same kind of music,
thinking process, and they come into forming a band. So that never happened in Cassinis. Not really. Your drummer Ritoban Ludo, he had a very different influence of Latin and all that.
Afro-Cuban, Latin.
I think that's what made it interesting, you know, in a way.
So you people never had a problem in, you know, incorporating music that way. You never had a problem in, you know.
See, how I look at it is that for us, things fell together so organically. We never intellectualized that particular thing and thought about who's coming from what background and what we should play. I think it just fell in naturally.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So.
Fantastic. So could we have a song maybe from Cassinis division? You know, maybe one of my favorite songs is "Motionless."
Flame of a Lamp.
Flame of a Lamp, which you have done last day.
Yeah,
could we
sure.
have that?
We can.
It's a beautiful song. And we can talk about the history of the song as well,
Right.
a little bit.
Well, actually, the song was written before the band was formed.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just there. I wasn't playing it with anybody in particular. Over time, we've played about 30 different versions of it, and now we've settled into the one that we're going to play for you today. But yeah, so. This also passes, we've been told, of the experience are unfolding. This also passes like sunshine and gold, like everything else. This also passes, we've seen the play of my other waking dream. This also passes to run out of steam, wiped out from your memory into the motionless. Into the motionless, into the motionless flame of a lamp. Into the motionless, into the motionless, into the motionless flame of a lamp. This also passes, yes, we've heard of the experiencer reflecting. This also passes free as a bird through unchained open sky. This also passes, we've known. You meditate, vibrate to the bone. This also passes like wind on stone, like everything else. Into the motionless, into the motionless, into the motionless flame of a lamp. Into the motionless, into the motionless, into the motionless flame of a lamp. Into the motionless, into the motionless flame of a lamp, into the motionless, into the motionless, into the motionless flame of a lamp.
Oh, that's beautiful, beautiful.